What's up, Accelerated World Geography freshmen? Your Accelerated World Geography teachers here. Today, we're going to teach you how to study. Yes, study for Accelerated World Geography here. You may have developed some bad habits over the years of how to study, routines you go through. Today, we're going to break those stereotypes on you. So it would be really beneficial if you have out your notebook, your homework assignments, and the study guide so we can walk you through how to knock out your exams from today all the way to the end of the year. It's the same process that we're going to teach you in this video today.
Right, so we have in front of you right now on the screen the Unit 1 study guide right here in front of you. So you may be thinking right off the bat, hey, this looks kind of simple. There's not a lot written here. But it's okay because everything that you're going to need to have prepared for your Unit 1 test is right here on this study guide. So real quick, let's walk through what it looks like. Right here at the top, you'll notice it says, use your notes from class, homework, classwork, maps, and as a last resource, your textbook. Now that last part there, really important. Your textbook is your last resource. It's the last thing you use. If you've run out of all other options, which I'm here to tell you, you're not going to run out of options because everything you need is going to be in your notes, your homework and classwork, and the other things we do here in class, because everything we do in class is building towards this test here. So let's break down a little bit further what we're looking at. We have it broken down into a couple different sections. The first section is your vocabulary terms. These are different terms that you have been made familiar with during this school, this semester, during this unit is what I meant to say. There's a few different sections here, general terms and different specific terms coming from your various things we've studied in class. Not only that, but there's some skills involved in this test as well. So the be able to sections that are here are asking you to use those skills that we've practiced in class.
Now, how do I unlock this study guide? What I mean is it's a game of hide and seek. So a lot of you would actually go to, let's say, longitude, latitude terms, and some of you would actually go straight to Google and type in meridians. We're telling you that's a waste of your time. It's a waste of Google's time as well because you have these terms. You just have to find them. So the very first part I'm going to go to is I'm going to go check my notes from class in my notebook. Now, if I'm scrolling through my notebook that I've got here, right, and I'm coming across, all right, I've got mapping skills. That might not look like longitude, latitude. Longitude, latitude notes!
Boom.
Wow! If I go through and I scroll through my notes that's here, I'm beginning to find the fact that I've got meridians here. I've got the North and the South Pole that's here as well. I've got ways to find longitude and latitude. I can actually find my vocab terms being able to use from my notebook itself. Now, that's vocab, but I want to show you how all three sections actually work together. Let's be able to interpret a map using your mapping skills, legends, scales. And I'm looking at this and I'm like, okay, I've got some terms here. Oh shoot, globe, physical, political maps as well, maps projections. So, wow, I wonder if those are going to be related. So again, I'm going to go back to my notebook now that I have out, and I'm going to go through all the sections. And lo and behold, I'm going to pop up on my mapping skills section. You'll notice I've got hemispheres here, and if I'm looking, I don't see it in vocab, but I do see 4 hemispheres and be able to locate. Bingo! So I've got that. That's covered through my notes that are there. And as I scroll down, I'm noticing the east and west divide, reading a map with legends. I've got map scale that's there, compass rose and directions, even types of map. There's my political and physical maps that are there. If I'm looking, I've just knocked out a number of vocab terms, a number of skills that are here, and even being able to interpret a map using mapping skills. So yes, your notebook is valuable for all 3 sections. But you don't just need to use your notebook. Why don't you try some of your homework here?
Right, so everything we do in this class is all building towards the end result here, and your homework is no exception. So, for example, let's take a look at one of our pieces here and be able to answer the following. Discuss the 5 themes. What are they? What do they do? What do they include? What are some examples? All right, so if we take a look at our notebook, you might be thinking, well, I don't really see it in my notebook, but I remember working really hard on some Cornell reading notes. Boom, here we are. We have our Cornell notes from class, from your reading that you did for homework. And as you can see, you have it all right here in front of you. Here are your 5 themes of geography. Here are some vocab terms that go along with it. Here's all the different examples of how you use the 5 themes of geography. So you have your Cornell reading notes there. But not only that, let's take another look at an example here. You see here, be able to discuss what affects climate. So we know we have some notes about climate, but we also want to know, how does latitude affect the climate using the 3 climate zones, as well as what that relates to as far as the climate regions. So if we take a look at our climate foldable, boom, here we have all of your climate zones that you're talking about here. So you can take a look, you have a brief description of each of the climate zones, as well as which of the latitude zones you can find them in. So another example here, if it's not in your notes, check your homework, because chances are, if it's not in your notes, it's going to be in your homework.
Now, a couple of tips for you to try to help you out as you generally go through and studying. The very first thing is this. Is it really that simple? Like looking at this, being able to locate and label on a map, and it says 7 continents. You're thinking to yourself, it can't be that simple. Oh, it is. It is definitely that simple. If I have 7 continents, I'm going to my 7-continent world map I did, and I'm memorizing the locations. It can be as simple as that. So here's the deal. Accelerated students tend to overthink things. Let's avoid that and keep it just as simple as what it is on the study guide that's here.
Right, another good tip here is we have several accelerated geography classes. You may be friends with people in your own class, but also in the other classes that we have here on campus. Work together. Now, when I say work together, I don't mean let's get together the night before and cram. That's not beneficial. Studies show, as a matter of fact, that your brain is not going to retain any of that information. So get out of that habit of waiting until the last minute to study, but instead, get together, put some flashcards together, test each other, quiz each other, go through your notes and your homework, go through that study guide, figure out what you need to focus on, and work together to make a plan of how you're going to study and be well prepared for this test.
Now, you're thinking to yourself, well, what about the skills here? Because some of these say to be answer the following, and it says to be able to interpret political cartoons using the 3-step format. You were handed a packet in class that has all of your skill sets that are there. One of those was going through your 3 steps of observation, inference, and purpose. You did it for your 5 themes cartoon. So how do I practice this? Well, that's all you do. You keep practicing. If there's going to be a political cartoon that is on this exam, go online. Look up geography political cartoons. Look up U.S. world cartoons that are there and practice again using that big packet that you got for observation, inference, and purpose. That is going to help you. Just like you would do the same thing with finding areas of longitude and latitude, make sure that you keep practicing it over and over again for your skill sets that are here.
Right, and again, just to drive this home, this is the process that we're going to be using all year long, every single unit test. Your study guides are going to look just like this. So if it helps you, come back to this video and take another look at some of the tips, some of the examples, some of the ways that you can be better prepared for your test. So remember, use your notes, use your homework, use that classwork that we have done in class to prepare yourself. Everything we do in class is working together to help you to be prepared for this exam.
As always, if you have questions, ask your teachers ahead of time. Email them. Try your best to get in contact before the exam happens so that you are prepared. Knock it out, everybody.
Good luck.